So, hello again. Um, so, Natasha Blackburn, loving, inspiring, resilient, and influential. These are some of the many words that come to mind when I think of what is essential in a person who is a positive force in my life. To most, she is known as Coach. To me, she is the older sister that I am grateful to have. Natasha has been there since the beginning of my journey. She has led the girls program at FDA for 7 years now. I met her when I was in 7th grade and I am now a freshman in college. I'm so grateful for Natasha, and she's a shining example of the type of people we need as program directors. Thank you for your dedication to Harlem Lacrosse and taking care of the kids you do every day.
Jock joined Harlem Lacrosse in 2013, and since day one, he has led and supported his young men from the very beginning. His dedication and passion for this program has paved the way for alum like Brianna and I to present tonight. It is with a warm heart that we present these awards to such outstanding program directors. Please welcome Jock Ward and Natasha Blackburn.
Oh, all right. I am truly honored to speak with all you guys here tonight. Thank you for your continued support for Harlem Lacrosse. Without it, we wouldn't be able to do the amazing things that we do here. Now, I've been a program director now going on 9 years. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Seems not as long, but yeah. So the biggest reason for me being a program director for that long is the passion for the game of lacrosse, this family here tonight, and also the relationships I've built along the way and continue to build. Now, to briefly give you a background into my upbringing, I grew up in East Harlem, New York. I was adopted at the age of 12, raised in a single-parent household, and started playing lacrosse in 4th grade. Now, when I started playing lacrosse, I immediately fell in love with it, and I knew I wanted to play at a very high level, so using my relationships I had built in New York City, I figured out and learned about boarding schools and was able to find my way to a boarding school. First, Indian Mountain School in Lakeville, Connecticut, and then Governor's Academy for high school. And from there, I was fortunate enough to get recruited to Skidmore College, where I spent 4 years playing on the lacrosse team and was All-American my senior year as a short stick D-midi. Not an easy feat, trust me. When I joined Harlem Lacrosse, all my experiences and relationships I had built along my own journey and that were instilled in me, I made sure to pass along to my players. And it has been truly an amazing sight to see the growth throughout my time here at Harlem Lacrosse through my players and the organization itself. One particular player of mine that I wanted to highlight briefly tonight is Elijah Noble. Now, he came to my program in 7th grade and had a lot of catching up to do within academically in the school and also on the lacrosse team. Now, early on, I could tell that he had the same drive and fire that I had growing up as a child, and he pushed through everything. But even after graduating, he was never my most athletic player on my team, but he always was one of the most, the hardest worker on the team. So we didn't have a high school program at the time, so I worked with him alongside him to find a boarding school for him. I brought him on tours, and eventually he settled on, or he picked the Virginia Episcopal School. And so 4 years later, I had the honor and privilege to actually see him graduate with his family with honors, and then a few months later, his mom called me up and asked if I would be able to join them to drop them off to college. And I was like, of course, no problem. And I loved every moment of it. And now I was able to drive and drop him off and help him unpack his belongings at Haverford College, where he is currently a freshman there playing lacrosse. Now, even though he's all the way in college doing college things, he still calls me once a week, if not more, just check up on me. And also, on every break, again, without my encouragement, will show up to my practices, introduce himself to my kids, help coach, and it's truly just amazing to see. Now, it's wild to kind of look back, knowing I was a part of introducing lacrosse to him, and now, to him and countless others that are now in college and playing at the highest level. Words truly can't express the emotions I feel the emotions I feel talking about him and reflecting on the countless others, because all of them are wonderful young men and young women, and I had a part in being on their journeys. And so I actually wanted to end this by thanking Harlem Lacrosse and this organization, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to have these experiences and these relationships that will last forever without you guys. So thank you.
All right. I just want to give Jacques another hand. That was amazing. And also, Jacques did mention that he's been here for 9 years. He's been here for 9 years and working with the middle school kids. I don't know if any of you have kids in middle school, but that in itself is truly phenomenal. So, my name is Natasha. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for having me up here to speak with you. I want to begin with, my mom always told me, she's right here in the front, that people are always going to forget what they say to you, they're always going to forget what you do for them, and they're always going to forget what you give them, but they're never going to forget how they make you feel. And I truly live by those words. And I'm so grateful that growing up, I always had people in my corner that made sure I felt their impact. I felt their support. I felt everything that I needed to feel, even if I wasn't feeling it myself. So, and having that support allowed me to do all the things that I wanted to do. To a lot of these students, we're teacher, mentor, coach, Miss Coach Natasha. But honestly, we're just an extension of a lot of the students that we work with. And we're here to just bring out the magic that they all have inside of them. As adults and mentors and people who see things in younger people, it's our job to pull out what we see inside of them. And we make them, brainwash them, to believe it until they themselves truly feel it. As Brianna said, she's not over-exaggerating. Every single day, she told me that she was quitting. And every single day, I said, no, you're not. When she got to high school, she started to see that magic. She started to ooze that confidence that I had been telling her over and over again. She started playing on the higher level teams. She got asked to play for a team out in New Jersey. She got asked to be invited and play and make our first girls national team. She was team captain her senior year after having 2 undefeated seasons and a city championship. And it was so amazing to think back, like, wow, we battled every single day of grade 7, and here I am dropping you off at UAlbany with your parents for your first day of college. And also, that is the part of the culture that we want to instill here at Harlem Lacrosse. I believe in the magic in all of these little humans, and then they start believing in their own magic, and then they start bringing out the magic in the people after them. So Brianna is now out of our program, and Cassie is a sophomore in our program, and she gets to carry on that legacy. She gets to start to speak so highly and uplift and bring up all of the girls after her. As mentors, a part of our job is to believe. Believe in our students, believe in our work, trust the process, and know that it's all worth it in the end, as Davon had mentioned. Partnership and having all of these connections to all of you wonderful humans, as well as the people in our schools, is what makes this wonderful ship keep going forward. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge someone who has been a part of this program for as long as it's been at FDA. She is a guidance counselor. She is somebody that every single student in FDA knows of. She is technically the head coach of the boys' high school team, so she's won 3 championships. And she also is someone that I admire, and I wouldn't be able to even do remotely half my job as well as I do if it wasn't for her. Her name is June Ranchetti. And it's partnerships like those that make this great ship keep on going. Belief is something that we say and we hope for, but it's even more surreal when we actually see it in real time. I have a student named Yaya, and Yaya's been with me since the very beginning. When I started at FDA, she started at FDA in the middle school program in grade 6. And I'm not over-exaggerating. When my first interaction with her was her mom dragging her towards me. So Yaya was behind her, and mom was dragging her towards me. She was super shy, didn't speak, really, really wonderful, cute kid. And all mom said was, give her back like you. And I was like, okay. I will do those words, yep. Throughout middle school, Yaya was very quiet and misunderstood by her teachers because of how quiet she was. She liked to take her time. She liked to be polite. She was patient. Those are not very popular things in a middle school child. Now she is a senior. She's a senior at Frederick Douglass Academy. She's one of our team captains. She is one of my most tenacious defenders. She's someone that all of her friends look up to, and she is on her path to college. She's been accepted to universities already, and it's that belief and trust in myself and her family that she's created that has allowed her to excel. What has kept me here this whole time has been growth. There's been growth in this organization. There's been growth in our students. I've felt growth. I'm sure Jacques felt growth. And it's one of the things that I'm so appreciative of. In Harlem Lacrosse, there's so many different avenues. I've been here this is my 7th year. I started when Christine Page also started. I don't know where she is, but yeah, Christine. I stayed in New York for the 7 years. Christine went from New York to Philly to now she's in LA, lucky her. And, but one of the things, like I had mentioned, is the growth that people have and the amazing development that we're able to see throughout this organization over the years. So without people like you folk in the audience, we wouldn't be able to grow. Growth has happened because someone cares. Growth happens because you have hope, and it happens because you have the support. I've had people, as I mentioned, I've had people in my life who have helped allow me to play at the highest levels. I got to play at Ohio State, I got to play for Team Canada, and I was able to travel the world with lacrosse. And I feel like if you give that support and that hope and that love and all of the other things behind a child, they're able to do whatever they want. I truly believe we are all capable to do anything we put our mind to. We just need someone to believe in us. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Sorry, not so fast. We know you guys love seeing our beautiful faces, but we come bearing gifts. So these are pictures of these wonderful coaches with their beautiful teams.